For the past 18 months, a group of 40 Church of Scotland ministers have been engaged in the Path of Renewal pilot project. Together, we've been exploring how to be the Church of Jesus Christ in the post-Christendom culture in which we find ourselves today. In the midst of busy parish ministries, it can be hard to step back and reflect on where God is involved in our communities and inviting us to join in. We can be too busy running programmes and keeping the church as an institution functioning that we miss out on the fresh opportunities that God presents today. Path of Renewal provides support and creates space for discernment and reflection. We've also been exploring how we remain faithful today to Christ's command to go and make disciples. By re-examining how Jesus invested in his disciples, we've been trying to model that in our communities. Path of Renewal is not another church growth programme, but a movement that encourages us to catch up with the mission of God where we are. Here are some reflections from ministers already on Path of Renewal.
It's not just buildings that make us static, it's our minds too. And I think sometimes we get used to doing things a certain way, and after a while we don't ask questions of that. The Path of Renewal, I think, is about encouraging us to ask questions and to ask how can we be more faithful as people of the way together.
What's particularly exciting about the Path of Renewal is that it offers us all sorts of opportunities. Opportunities as ministers, as office bearers, as members, and as people within the parishes of our church. We're able to look at new ways of being the church, and in particular, ways of moving from being members to being disciples of Jesus, following along his way, being taught by him.
You can feel as though you're perhaps a mile wide and just an inch deep. Path of Renewal allows me to explore that which I've really felt called to right from the beginning, which is to be missional and to be outgoing and teaching and encouraging. And Path of Renewal gives me, in a sense, a bit of a license and support and encouragement to do just that.
I think, when I get to my retirement, I don't want to have a tally of how many funerals I've done or how many times I've been through the lectionary or whatever. I want to laugh into my older age. I want to smile at stories of faith dared and risks taken, and of all the people who never thought to bring their light to the door of the church, who found faith because we were willing to be with them where they were.
The biggest challenge, I think, is trying to explain to people outside of the Path of Renewal what it is. Is it a process? Is it a project? Well, it's kind of neither of those, but the opportunity to give people the freedom to experiment, to try things out, and all in their own local context is wonderful, but it's a big challenge.
So what's this all about? It's about helping churches move from having a traditional or inherited approach to church to developing what's been called a missional approach, to a model where we no longer sit back and expect people to come to us, but move out of our buildings and find ourselves walking where others walk, and to a point where we recognise that God is as likely to use each of us at home, at work, at our local coffee shop, the hairdressers or the barbers, by simply sharing our faith quietly wherever we are. It's about moving to a model of church in which discipleship, not membership, is centre stage, and where what we do as a church is no longer focused on just keeping things going. Now that's a challenging journey to travel, but we'd love to have your company on it, through conferences and training, mentoring support and learning communities, through input to your Kirk session and opportunities to meet with groups from other churches. We'll travel together, learning from each other on the way, on the Path of Renewal. 40 churches are already on the journey with us, and we're now looking for 40 more to join us. If this sounds like God's plan for you and your congregation, please get in touch. Details of how to apply are being sent to ministers, session clerks and presbyteries. We're looking for applications by the end of May, and interested congregations will be invited to regional conferences in the autumn before committing to the journey. We look forward to hearing from you.